June 25th, 1946 was the last time I saw him alive. 2 days later, I looked down on him lying in the white in the Montana sun. That would have been June 27th, 1876. And the following day, I helped bury him and his brother, Captain Tom Custer. They were put in graves alongside one another. It was hard digging there on that high ridge that bordered Little Bighorn. It's a long time to remember details and little things. But when you've been thinking back on them all those years, they don't fade away as easily as you might think. They're like burrs. They stick in your mind. People call it the Custer Massacre. It wasn't any massacre. It was a straight, hard fight, and the 5 troops who were with Custer simply got cut to ribbons and every last white man destroyed. I say every last white man because there were 1 or 2 Crow scouts who claimed they saw the start of the fight and then skedaddled. A Crow Indian named Curly said he escaped from the battlefield by putting a blanket over his head and pretending he was a wounded Sioux. I don't know whether there's any truth in that or not. I never quite believed it. There's been all kinds of stories about that battle. Even the men who were with Benteen and Reno and lived to tell the tale didn't come anywhere near telling the same stories about what they did and what they saw. Some of them wanted to make heroes out of themselves or of their officers. I only had 1 pair of eyes, so, of course, all I can tell is what I saw myself. If it is something that I only heard, I'll be sure to mark it down as that. Interestingly, this is something that we used to see all the time, in that you go out on an operation and when things happen, 2 guys, almost nobody will see the same thing. Mm-hmm. Everybody sees some things a little bit different, and it can be difficult to figure out what's actually accurate. Mm-hmm. So and he's going back, when he's writing this book, I think it's been 70 years. So when he's being interviewed and he's writing this book, it's been 70 years. And he's saying he still remembers the details, but 70 years is a long time. Mm-hmm. Long time. And the characters that he just brought up, Benteen is the guy that he worked for. And Reno was one of the other majors. And another word that they use here is troop. Now, this is a word we think of it as an individual. Hey, there's a trooper over there, or there's a troop. It actually is another term that means basically like a company of guys. Now, you can see it's small, and this is more like a platoon. What they're talking about would be considered a platoon. I would say from reading, he had 5 troops with him, Custer did, that got killed, about 200 guys. And so we're not talking about a massive group of people in each troop, but that's what they're talking about. I don't know, 20 guys per troop, or actually, what would that be? 40 guys per troop. For 5. And so that's what they're talking about when they refer to the troops. And even they use the word interchangeably, and sometimes they'll refer to them as companies, and sometimes they say troops. Yeah.